My brother leaned into my 7-year-old's face and screamed, "You and your dad should leave now and never come back." My dad, sitting right there, said, "I agree. We already decided." A week later, the same people who voted my kid out were calling me in full-blown panic about frozen accounts. Christmas at my parents' house was always loud, always tense, like everyone was one glass of wine away from a meltdown. My brother was the golden boy, the guy who could ruin a room and still get laughed at like he was doing stand-up. If I ever pushed back, my mom would hiss, "Don't start, just be the bigger person." So yeah, I showed up again because I kept telling myself family mattered. My daughter walked in holding a paper ornament she made at school, proud like it was a trophy. "Can I show Uncle?" she asked. I hesitated, then nodded, because I'm an idiot with hope. She skipped over smiling, and I followed slower, already bracing for something. I was still halfway through small talk when the room went dead quiet. I shoved through the crowd and saw my daughter frozen in place, ornament crushed in her hands. My brother was bent over her, red-faced, acting like she'd committed a felony. "Look at me," he barked. I stepped in. "Back up." He ignored me and screamed at her again, telling us to get out and never come back. Then my dad chimed in from his chair, calm as a judge. "I agree," he said. "We already voted." My mom and the rest of the adults suddenly found their plates fascinating. Nobody said a word. My daughter tugged my sleeve and whispered, "Dad." I pulled her behind me, said, "We're leaving," and my brother smirked. "Good." In the car, she asked, "Did I do something bad?" I told her, "No, you did nothing wrong," but she still stared straight ahead like she'd aged 10 years. Back home, I tucked her in while my phone blew up, my brother saying I embarrassed them, my dad saying I overreacted, my mom saying, "It was just a moment, no apology, no, is she okay?" The only message that mattered came from my grandpa. He was 82 and usually the quietest person in the room. During the blow-up, I'd looked at him and he'd given me a single nod like a green light. That night, he texted, "Come see me." The next day, I drove to his place with my daughter in the back seat, clutching crayons like armor. Grandpa opened the door before I knocked. He crouched to her level and said, "You're safe here, sweetheart. You did nothing wrong." She hugged him, then went to draw at the kitchen table. Grandpa poured me tea and said, "I watched your brother scream at a child. I watched your father agree. I watched everyone stay quiet." I asked, "Why didn't you stop it?" He didn't flinch. "Because you needed to," he said. "If I stepped in, they'd dismiss me. If you step in, the rules change." Then he brought out a thick folder and slid it across the table. "They think your father runs this family," he said. "He doesn't." He paused, then added, "They've been acting like owners. They're just renters who forgot." The next morning, he made calls, lawyers, trust managers, banks, quiet, professional calls. By lunch, my parents' access started disappearing. 2 days later, my dad showed up at my door, pale and shaky. "There's been a mistake," he said. "Our accounts are locked." I didn't move. "There hasn't," I said. That night, my brother called screaming, "What did you do?" I said, "I protected my child. You should try it sometime." My mom called after, crying, promising therapy and better communication, like this was a group project gone wrong. I let her talk, then said, "You already tore it apart. I just stopped pretending." 1 week later, Grandpa made us meet at his house. First, my brother tried to talk over me. Then Grandpa lifted one finger and the room froze. After that, he said, "You're done talking." Next, he faced my dad. "You failed a child." Then he turned to my mom. "You stayed silent." After that, he looked at me. "You left. Good." Finally, he laid out consequences like a contract. There was no yelling after that. Just new rules, hard boundaries, and a very clear message that love doesn't come with a keep the peace price tag. I stopped chasing people who could scream at a kid and sleep fine. My daughter started laughing again, like her body finally unclenched. My place finally felt like home again. One night she grabbed my hand as I tucked her in and said, "Dad, thank you for taking me home." And honestly, that was the only vote I cared about.